10 years ago, a successful businesswoman kindly invested $100 into a little girl selling goods by the roadside. Little did she know that this good deed would result in the girl offering her full support when the woman's company faced a major crisis a decade later. One day, a large group of employees gathered downstairs in the woman's company, demanding their unpaid wages because the company had been accused of plagiarism in its designs, and the compensation funds had long been exhausted. The employees couldn't get paid. At her wits' end, the woman's two adopted children swaggered into her office. She asked her son if he had figured out the truth, but her son suddenly changed his usual obedient demeanor and sat down on her desk, claiming that it was all the woman's fault for plagiarizing and that she deserved it. He then demanded that the woman transfer the company's shares to him, claiming he could handle the employees downstairs. The woman immediately understood that this whole thing was masterminded by these heartless children. 10 years ago, she had adopted them and poured all her effort and wealth into them, granting them anything they asked for. But now, they were repaying her in this way. Faced with their unreasonable demands, the woman refused without hesitation. This company was the culmination of her lifetime's hard work, and she would never easily hand it over to them. Just as she anxiously thought about how to solve the financial crisis, she received a phone call. The hospital informed her that her father had been in a car accident and was in critical condition in the ICU. The follow-up surgery costs would be up to $2 million. Despite being pushed to the brink of despair, the woman didn't choose to run away. When the angry workers stormed into the company demanding their salaries, she felt deeply guilty, but she really couldn't come up with the money. The woman had no choice but to kneel down, begging the creditors for a few more days. She promised to pay the debt in full. Seeing the woman's sincerity, the creditors were finally moved, remembering the woman's kindness over the years, and gave her a few more days. In the following days, the woman sold her house and car, but the money still wasn't enough. Her ailing father even took out his savings to help her pay off the debts, but it was still not enough. The woman had no choice but to swallow her pride and borrow money from her younger sister. However, what she didn't know was that her sister was the mastermind behind this crisis. Her sister took out a bank card, smiling coldly as she threatened her, telling the woman to drink the liquor in front of her, and then she would lend her the money. But the woman was allergic to alcohol and couldn't drink. Her sister was relentless, using the workers to pressure her. Since the woman still owed wages to the workers, she had no choice but to comply. Meanwhile, the girl the woman had invested in 10 years ago had already become successful and was now the chairman of a design company. She had returned from abroad with one purpose in mind: to find her benefactor and repay the investment. On the other side, the woman's sister, dissatisfied with the damage she had caused, called in the two children the woman had adopted and publicly exposed the woman's secret, claiming that the children were actually hers and that everything about the woman's company had been manipulated by her. She then greedily demanded that the woman transfer the company's shares to her. At this moment, the girl and her team burst into the office.